Hola, buenos días amigos y bienvenidos a clase número 14. ¿Cómo se dice en español? ¿Cómo se dice en español? How many plants are there? How many plants are there? Bueno. ¿Cuántos o cuántas plantas hay? ¿Cuántas? ¿Por qué? Porque plantas es un nombre femenino y plural. ¿Cuántas plantas hay? ¿Y cómo se dice en español? How many plates are there? How many plates are there? Pues se dice ¿cuántos? ¿Cuántos platos hay? ¿Por qué? Platos es un nombre masculino y plural. Entonces, ¿cuántos platos? Muy bien. Y continuamos. ¿Cómo se dice en español? How many cups are there? How many cups are there? Bueno, se dice ¿cuántas tazas hay? ¿Por qué tazas es un nombre femenino y plural? Y continuamos. ¿Cómo se dice en español? How many pens are there on the table? How many pens are there on the table? Bueno, ¿cuántos bolígrafos hay en la mesa? Y finalmente, ¿cómo se dice en español? How many glasses are there on the table? How many glasses are there on the table? Vamos a ver. ¿Cuántos vasos hay en la mesa? How many glasses are on the table? ¿Y cómo se dice en español? There are 2 cups on the table. There are 2 cups on the table. Bueno, hay 2 tazas en la mesa. ¿Cómo se dice en español? There are 3 glasses on the table. Bueno, hay 3 vasos en la mesa. Okay, and have a go on your own this time. Bueno, hay 2 platos en la mesa. Y finalmente, hay una planta en la mesa. Welcome everybody to Theme 1, Communicate. This is part 4 where we start looking at eating out, and today in lesson 14 we're going to talk about reserving a table at a restaurant. Just to show you where we are in our scheme of learning, we are here. So table reservations, ordering out, telling the time, what are you going to eat, some tense work here throughout part 4. Hope you enjoy. Pause right there before moving any further. Could you have a look through these questions and make sure you know what they mean and how to answer them? These are all the questions we have covered so far on the course. So if there's something you don't know, I'd recommend going back to that particular lesson and just recapping. Muy bien, y primero vamos a repasar la lista de vocabulario. Por favor, ¿cómo se dice estas palabras en inglés? Y listos en 1, 2 y 3. Vamos a ver. Okay, have a look through, see how you got on with those. Any you weren't sure of, make a note of and keep going back to them. First task today is to make a note of the date in Spanish. You're going to need to unjumble these words so that it says today the date is. Write the title for me and in English as well. And then your objectives, what we're going to learn today, they are muddled at the moment, so you need to unjumble those words to form a sentence. Then for your starter activity, you have a conversation here between a waiter and somebody reserving a table. So what I need you to do is to put those sentences in the correct order to form a very short dialogue. And then, if you want an extra challenge, how about trying to exchange the underlined words for synonyms or alternatives? Okay, come back to you shortly. Y listos en A, B, C. Okay, so hoy la fecha es, so today the date is, and here you're going to put your day of the week, the actual date, the number, the month, and then the year. The title, Una mesa para cuatro, a table for four. The objective should be reservar una mesa en un restaurante, meaning to reserve a table in a restaurant. And we've seen the word mesa so many times. In terms of this short dialogue, you should start with Hola, bienvenido, ¿en qué puedo servirle? Meaning, hello, welcome. How can I help you, or how can I be of service to you? The response, Hola, quiero una mesa para cuatro, por favor. Hello, I want a table for four, please. You might have exchanged quiero, I want, for a word like me gustaría, I would like, or quisiera, I would like. And then the answer, muy bien, very good, or very well. ¿Quiere una mesa enfrente de la ventana? Do you want a table in front of the window, or fuera en el jardín en la sombra, or outside in the garden in the shade? You could exchange prepositions in front of for something like next to, or you might have changed the word window. So you might have said you want to sit next to, I don't know, the bar. And instead of saying the shade, you could have perhaps said in the sunshine, in the sun, en el sol. And then finally, the answer, en el jardín, por favor, in the garden, please. Vale, vamos a escribir, okay? We're going to write now. Well, actually, you are, not me. So, a list of vocab that you're going to need to know for today's lesson and moving forward. If you could make a note of that, or print this page off, indeed, and then write down what you think the English meanings are. There are a few clues to help you. Okay, see you shortly. Hasta luego. Y listos en A, B, C. Okay. ¿En qué puedo servirle? How can I help you, or how can I be of service? Me gustaría, quisiera, I would like. They both mean the same. The difference being that is a conditional tense, that is a past subjunctive tense. You don't need to worry about that right now. We'll come to it another time. Una mesa, a table, para, for, a la una, at 1, or perhaps at 1 o'clock. We don't tend to say the word o'clock in Spanish. A las dos, at 2, or at 2 o'clock. A las tres, at 3 o'clock. Although, if you added this section in brackets, y cuarto, we're saying at 3 and a quarter. So you would say at 3:15, or a quarter past 3. A las cuatro, at 4. But if you add y media, you're saying and a half. So that would be half past 4. A las cinco, at 5. However, if you say menos cuarto, you might remember when we looked at maths. Menos means minus, or less. So therefore, it would be 5 minus a quarter, therefore at a quarter to 5. En el jardín, in the garden. En la playa, on the beach. Al lado de la ventana, next to the window. Al lado del bar, next to the bar. And finally, aquí, here, allí, there. Get ready to do some shouting out. Vamos, ¿cómo se dice en inglés? Me gustaría. Me gustaría. I would like. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Una mesa. A table. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés a las dos? At 2, or at 2 o'clock. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés aquí? Here. Allí. There. Para. For, a las 5. At 5 o'clock. En la playa. On the beach. Al lado de la ventana. Next to the window. ¿En qué puedo servirle? How can I help you? Y ahora vamos a gritar en español, por favor. A table. Una mesa. I would like. Me gustaría, or quisiera. At 4 o'clock. A las 4. At 1 o'clock. A la 1. Next to the bar. Al lado del bar. There. Ahí. Here. Aquí. Here and there. Aquí y ahí. For. Para. Muy bien. Okay, using this page to help, could you remind yourselves how to say, hello, how can I help you? And then the answer is going to be, hello, I would like a table for 1. Have I got that for me? Y vamos. How can I help you? Hola, ¿en qué puedo servirle? And hello, I would like a table for 1. Hola, me gustaría, o hola, quisiera una mesa para 1. Okay, how would you go about saying, I would like a table for 4? Me gustaría o quisiera una mesa para 4. What about, I would like a table for a group of 10? Me gustaría o quisiera una mesa para un grupo de 10. Okay, and this time I want you to write some sentences using these pictures as prompts. So, for this one, for example, you're going to say, hello, I'd like a table for 1. We've got 4, 2, and a group of 10. Okay, come back to you soon. Hasta luego. Y las respuestas en 1, 2 y 3. Okay. Hola, me gustaría o quisiera una mesa para 1. Or you could say para una persona, for 1 person. 2. Hola, me gustaría una mesa para 2 o 2 personas. Número 3. Hola, me gustaría una mesa para 4 o 4 personas. Y finalmente, hola, me gustaría una mesa para un grupo de 10 o 10 personas. Muy bien hecho. And this time, could you unjumble these words to form a sentence that relates to those 2 pictures? If you could write them down, that would be brilliant. Vamos a ver. So we start with hola. Me gustaría una mesa para 2. Por favor. Okay, the word please in Spanish is not always used if you've already got the word I would like, which is very polite in Spanish. Very often a Spanish person wouldn't necessarily say por favor at the end either. Okay, I'm just putting that there so you know what the word is. Okay, we're going to extend that sentence a little bit now. So I've added an extra element to the sentence. And also, because we've got the time 8 o'clock here, that could be obviously in the morning or the evening. So I'd like you to add in the morning using these words to help you. Okay, so we're going to unjumble those, form a sentence a little bit longer than the last one, and we're going to add the time frame, which will be in the morning. Y listos en 1, 2 y 3. Okay, so I've got, hola, me gustaría una mesa para 2 a las 8 por la mañana. Okay, at 8 in the morning, por favor, if you want. And we're going to extend that sentence one more time. Could you please add for me in the appropriate place, in the garden? Okay, to the sentence you've already written, in the garden. So now we should have a sentence that looks a little bit like this. Hola, me gustaría una mesa para 2 en el jardín a las 8 por la mañana. Por favor. Okay, hello, I'd like a table for 2 in the garden at 8 in the morning, please. I suppose you could actually put in the garden at the end as well, after in the morning. So I'd like a table for 2 at 8 in the morning in the garden, please. That would also work. Te toca a ti. Over to you to translate those sentences into Spanish for me. And for each step you answer, you're going to start off with the usual hola, me gustaría o quisiera, followed by una mesa para 2, followed by en la playa, and then you're going to add a las 9, and then you're going to add finally por la mañana, por favor. And try this one for me. Good opportunity to pause the video, come back to you with the answer. Vale, y las respuestas. Have a look through, compare it to what you've got. And the last one to have a go at. and your last answer to check against your work. Vale, your next task is to write out this text for me, making sure you complete the gaps with the relevant words that you've learned today. And while we've got an equal sign, I'd like it if you could just write the translation into English. There is a red task, and I'm aware we haven't seen some of these words, but the internet is a fabulous place, so I'm sure you can find some of those there to help you do that. Okay, see you shortly. Hasta luego. Y listos en 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to leave that up for you to have a look through and correct your work. Just wanted to point out a couple of things, particularly about the red task, is we're actually using the usted form here, the polite form of you. So your verb endings will be slightly different. Usually you would say tienes for you have or do you have, recomiendas for recommend or you recommend, but because we're using the usted form, we're going to drop the S, and that shows that we're being well-mannered and polite. Okay, check your answers and then we'll move on. Time for a listening activity. So as always, you're going to need to make a note on paper. Whether or not you draw the grid out is completely up to you, as long as you get the correct information in English today. And 3 different people are going to be talking about reserving a table. So what kind of table do they want? How many people? Where would they like the table? What time? And do you understand anything else? Número 1. Hola, me gustaría una mesa para 4 en el jardín a las 9 por la mañana, por favor. ¿Tiene usted una carta vegetariana? Okay, if you need to hear that again, no problem. Just go back over that. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to number 2. Número 2. Buenos días. Quisiera una mesa para 2 al lado de la ventana a las 2 por la tarde. ¿Es posible ver la lista de vinos, por favor? Okay, and again, you need to go back over that, no problem. Otherwise, number 3. Número 3. Buenas, me gustaría una mesa para 5 personas al lado del bar a las 9:30 por la noche. Tengo un amigo que es alérgico a fruta. ¿Sería un problema? And again, go back over that if you need to. And your answers. So for the first box, you should have a table for 4 in the garden at 9 in the morning. And the question they ask is whether or not they have a vegetarian menu. Number 2, they'd like a table for 2 next to the window at 2 in the afternoon. And they ask if it's possible to see a wine list. Very important. And the last one, they'd like a table for 5 next to the bar. Why not? At 9:30, 9:30 at night. They say that they have a friend who is allergic to fruit, and would that be a problem? Okay, hope that was okay for you. We are nearly there today. Before going, as always, like a little bit of vocab. So, what do these words mean, please? Quisiera, I would like. Can you think of a synonym in Spanish? Me gustaría means the same thing. Al lado de, next to. Enfrente de, in front of. Or you could say opposite as well. Okay, and what about cuantos or cuantas, which we saw right at the start of the lesson? How many or how much? Aquí, allí. Here, there. Alérgico, which we saw just now for the first time. Allergic. And sería un problema? Sería un problema? Would it be a problem? Okay, and last one, have a read through this text and just translate it out loud for me. Okay, so you should have, hello, I would like a table for a group of 20 people at 7, please. Very polite. Do you have a table in the garden? In the shade. And a way to remember the word sombra for shade is, it comes from the word hat, and you probably know that as sombrero. So the word hat actually does come from the word meaning to shade something. Who knew? Muy bien, amigos. Todo completado. That's it for today. Hope you learned lots. Tune in next time when we're going to learn how to order food in a restaurant. Until then, hasta luego. Adios.